Hello, everyone. Um, Today we're going to look at a Pureflix movie. Really great movie. I really would recommend you guys watching it. I did not produce this film, had nothing to do with this film. I'm just going to teach from it today. And of course, I'm not going to show the entire movie. I'm just going to go through it and show clips and talk about them. Uh, we'll go with the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you're going to learn a lot. This is a great way to learn Christian filmmaking is by watching a movie, right? But when someone kind of explains to you what you're watching, it really helps a lot more. So, first thing I want to show, it's just the order, real quick. The order, the movie starts right now. Silver Lining Entertainment is the name of the production company. And I like how Christian films do start with a scripture. Don't make it too long. Shorter is always better. And of course, you have your basic drone shot at the beginning. This is a great establishing shot. That's how it's called in motion pictures in the industry. So you always want to start with a wide shot. Not always. You don't have to do always. You can start with a close up of an apple, and then something happens with it. But it's always good to start in a drone shot, makes your movie look big, because it's a wide shot. It shows a huge area, as you can see, and it's a great place to really put the name of your production company at the beginning. So I would start, with a nice wide shot. This is an extreme wide shot, but I call it, to be honest, as an independent filmmaker, we can call it drone shot because everybody knows drone shots are usually super wide shots, right? And again, drone shots are great to show where the actor is, where the issues that we're going to see in the film happens. So this is super important to start wide with a nice drone shot. Drone shot, of course, is always moving. It's like a dolly in, kind of, see how it's coming in. And here they did something interesting. You don't have to do this. Actually, movies usually don't do that. But they went from that wide shot to another wide shot, closer. I would say this is a closer wide shot, where you can see something going on down there. So it's two people playing basketball. And then they put the name of the movie. Okay, this is a great time to put the name of the movie, A Question of Faith. Again, I will encourage you to watch this movie because it's a really good movie. Really good movie. I looked at it and it was really well done. And this is why I want to teach from it. So other upcoming Christian filmmakers may learn from this little tips that are found here and there. Okay. So again, I'm not going to show the entire movie. I'm just going to show parts of it. So I like the fact that they did this shot. Now they're coming down towards it. Then they go to a close up of what's happening. So there's a little, this is not normal, but right here, there is actually a sequence of shots, even in the opening. They went from the super wide, right, where pretty much you see trees and, some kind of neighborhood. And then they went to this other shot, like I mentioned, right, which is always cool, and it's still coming in. This one's also um, coming in. See, closer, and then they go from here. They go into the close up. So actually, there is a sequence, very well done, very well directed, very well organized. You have your shallow depth of field, throws the background out of focus. Really nice, well focused on the actor. Great shot. This is called pretty much like a close up. It could be a close up right now. And we just continue to see. So this other shot is a medium shot, just so you guys. Anything that goes from the waist up, it's basically a medium shot. We're going to look at it again, so you guys may see this again. This is a close up, a basic bust shot, right? Right, and then this coming up, it's a medium. See, it's from a little below his waist, right? This is considered a medium shot. Okay, so it's a wider than the other shot we just saw, and then they have some action. This is great. You always want to have action, especially at the beginning. So this is really good that the director See, came up with this sequence. Very basic, very nice. Now, the other thing that's happening here is super important. The sooner you introduce your main actor, it could be the main actor that stays throughout the whole movie, or it could be an actor, like in this case of the movie. I don't want to give it away. I'm not really going to be giving the movie away or anything like that, because I really want you guys to see it, because you will learn from it, especially now that you are hearing me talk about it. It'd be great that you guys see the whole movie and then also watch again this video of me explaining the little things. But as you will see, he does play a part. This boy, young boy here, plays an important part in the movie. Okay, so this is very well done. Again, we go to an extreme close-up of some item in the floor. Somebody stepped on it. And all right, so here we go. She's also important in the movie. So she comes out pretty close at the beginning, which is important. In the beginning of any movie, it's important to start establishing your main actors. Who are the people that the audience should follow? See, at the beginning, you always need to do that. There's movies that they make the mistake of not doing that. And then you see different scenes, but then you don't know who to follow. Well, who do I follow? Who is the main guy or girl that I should follow in this movie? So, again, all this is represented in the script, of course, and the director is following the script at this point. I don't know if the director wrote the script. I haven't checked that out yet. If anybody knows any more information about this movie, let me know. But I don't know if the director wrote the movie as well. I can check later on. But anyways, let's play more. So this right here, we go back to, this is pretty much a medium close-up. You know, you could call it close-up. You could call it medium shot. It's fine. It's above the waist a little. It's really like a close-up, but this is not really that. A close-up really would be more like in here. A little closer over here, okay? But let's call this a medium close-up, and then here they are showing you, they're establishing that there's this church, and a lot of things are going to happen in and around this church, and of course we see this individual. There you go with a close-up. They have a nice little dolly, if you can see. Okay, nice dolly. Let's see it again. There's the church, and now, so you always want to have movement like this throughout your movie. You don't want every shot to be steady. You know, just sitting there, or the individual's just sitting there and, I don't know, making a phone call, and the camera doesn't move. I mean, that's kind of boring. Nowadays, we have so many different techniques that we could use, from steady cams to stabilizers. Also, a lot of cameras now, something we didn't have before, is that the cameras themselves, they come with its own stabilizing system. Nowadays, we don't have to use steady cams as much, unless you have a big, heavy camera or something, but the cameras now are beginning to have an amazing stabilizing system that the camera you can walk with it, run with it, and the shots are smooth. That's also it's happened with the iPhone 14 Pro, which is an amazing iPhone. We will talk about this in other videos, but right now I just want to say that these are tools that we have. There's no excuse, I should say, for not moving the camera. So now we can have movements, and movements create action. And action, it's interesting for the human eye to be entertained. So here we see a close-up. This is a close-up. See? This is a close-up. Anything from the chest up really is a close-up. I'm leaving a little bit of the audio just so you see the back and forth.
Construction project at the church.
Okay, so
there's a lot to sort out.
I want to give you a little tip here. See her talking? Okay. The only different thing I would do here, just to create, by the way, this is an extreme close-up. Anything above the chest, right? This is more of extreme close-up. They're talking about something important, so you want to go closer in this case. But what I would have done is, if I wanted to give, I like movement, I like action within the frame. I don't want shots like this because it's just, to me, it's not interesting enough. See, they're talking. First of all, when an actor talks, it's kind of boring already unless what they're saying is super important. But what if she was cooking and she was just moving around as she's cooking and she's also talking on the phone? And the cooking and the moving around and grabbing things, that would give her a lot more action than just being sitting there. See how she's just there, okay, making it like she was just, you go back to her and she's still there, like just talking. And this is fine, but again, you want this is the beginning of the movie. You want people to just be entertained. And what happens is the eye will look at the scene, will look at her, okay, pretty woman, all right, and then you have the framing. Oh, there's okay, she's in a kitchen, boom, boom, that's it. The eye just told in just seconds that this is a kitchen, this is a lady talking on the phone, of course, and that's it. Now, if you give it movement and you go on a wider shot, that you could show more things and the beauty maybe of the kitchen. Some people love kitchens. They love to see, oh, look what's on there, especially women. They're going to look at, oh, look what they have there. Oh, I have one of those. All those little things, to be honest, it just entertains the mind. The reason why people are going to see a movie, by the way, and this is a very basic concept, is to be entertained. Number one. What does that mean? Well, that basically means that a person pretty much wants to forget what's happening out there in the real world and just watch a movie and be entertained and you're going into this other world, right? And live the scenes that these people are living, right? Now,
well, please stop leaving your collectibles all over the floor.
See, there she comes in. She's a good actress, by the way. Kid did very good as well. The movie's really well shot, great film look and everything. But again, see, there's the movement here with a drone. See, establishing where they're going to go next. See, nice and moving, little, and then they go inside with extreme. This is extreme close up. Every time you see from the neck up, this is extreme close up. Again, this is perfect when you want people to just notice her, okay, and then stay on her just enough. What she's talking is important. Now we see there's a pastor or assistant pastor. I don't remember the details of it right now.
Is there any way I can get another extension?
And then he has an issue. He's having an issue there. Here, notice how he's sitting down. And he's not walking around, which is the next thing to do if you want to create action. He could be walking around, looking at papers, putting his hand on his head, creating action with the body, the hands, the eyes, the eyebrows. Those are the tools that an actor has. And a director, it's good for the actor to have it, but the director needs to understand how to get all those tools and make them work for a scene, for any given scene in a movie. That is super important. So in this case, the director decided to do, sometimes of course it's not the director, it's the director of photography, which is the camera person that actually decides, and director of photography that actually lights the scene. Usually tells the director, hey, listen, can we do a little dolly here? And then the director will say yes, But in this case, of course, we were not there, so we don't know how it really happened. But anyway, if, again, anybody that sees this video knows what happened here, it'd be great to know. Just post the information in the bottom. Thank you. That would be really cool. The director of photography and the director decided to just, do a dolly shot, which is good. See, you're beginning to...
over half my staff. I'm having a hard time making payroll as it is.
See, if the camera would not be moving at this moment, it would be a boring shot, a very boring shot. Yes, it's interesting what it's saying. Okay, that's important. It's part of the movie. Fine. But the camera needs to continue to move. If the camera, it's either the camera or the actor. Remember, Hollywood has over 100 years of experience making movies. So these people, of course they know what they're doing. Christian filmmaking, just a few years in just making real professional Christian films. Before that, they were really, low budget movies. But as you see, this movie, they did an amazing job. I love, again, the quality of it, the look of it. The acting is good. This is good. So here, again, we're going back to the dolly. See how it just reveals the background. I'm going to go back to it. See how that window. Okay.
It's my daughter's.
Now, what some directors do sometimes, and you could do it as well, is, as you can see, there's a space here. I'm a director of photography as well. So this space here is just there, but there's nothing on it. This part is not interesting. See this part? You get some papers on top of a box or something, I don't know. So this part is not interested in the frame. See? And then here you have this nice window. I love the window and I love the lighting. This lighting was possibly either created by an HMI, which is a big light, powerful light, that imitates the sun that comes through the window and creates this nice lighting, just like the sun. Or this could really be sunlight. If they do the shot quickly, and these are things that I do, I try to work fast. So if this is sunlight, I can shoot it quickly and get the look that I want and then move to the next scene, right? Because the problem with the sunlight is you don't want to spend 4 hours trying to shoot this scene with the actual sun outside, because what will begin to happen is that, remember, there's clouds. There's the reality of clouds moving in front of the sun. So this light, this beautiful light, you will lose it, throughout the whole production. We're talking about this scene right now, okay? Specifically this scene. So when there's a cloud, then of course you lose this beautiful light. Then you have, okay, cut. Let's go and try it again. And if you start doing that, forget it. So this is why in motion pictures you always try to use an artificial light like the HMI, which is a big light. It's the biggest lights they have for movie making, and they're super bright. They imitate the sun and gives you this beautiful lighting. But I want to go back to the background. Okay, there's some little tips I'm giving you that I'm telling you, this stuff is what makes the difference between a movie that is it's okay to a movie that's really great. See right here, it's okay. This is not bad right here. It's interesting, but notice how the dolly begins to move, right? And the director has a great opportunity here to start showing on the walls. Imagine the walls. He had pictures of, let's say, if it's a pastor. Okay, I'm not going to tell you who he is, but if it's the pastor or assistant pastor, you would see paintings here related to, being a pastor or powerful Christian messages right here too. But what I'm saying, even though you have a dolly, and what usually happens to directors is that they concentrate on this shot and what the actor is talking about. And yes, they should. It's important. But before, if they knew they were going to do this shot, you could put information all around here that as you have this movement, this beautiful movement, which is amazing, and I love dolly shots like this, you could also tell a double story. You're showing the story of what he's talking about, okay? But the background, for those people that are getting a little bored of what he's saying, and they begin to see stuff in the background. But here, there's nothing else to see. So it's kind of plain. And I'm not saying this was wrong. I think this scene was done perfectly the way it is. But all I'm saying, for other movies, depending on your movie, just know that the background of where you're going to have your actors, it's also telling a story. See, that's the key. You're always telling a story in different fashion, in different ways. There's not one way to tell a story. Here you have the story again of what the actor is saying. Okay? Now, when the camera moves, you can show stuff, and these are things that need to be pre-planned, of course, in the pre-production, where you can say, you know what, I'm going to put such a poster that has to do with the movie or the message or whatever. So you could do stuff like that. I did that in my film, Hidden Rage. So this is important. So you can tell a story that of the what's happening with the actor, but at the same time, the background is also telling you a little bit about who this individual is, and that's powerful. We go back to the church, girl singing. There he is.
Guys, that was awesome. Thank you so much. That was
Let's
incredible.
just do it once more, okay, everybody? One more time.
Dad, we've rehearsed it 3 times already.
Sweetheart, you're singing for a record contract. Just do it one more time.
So these are amazing shots. Okay, these shots are really well done. I like the fact that it's a really hard shot to do, to be honest. The one coming up when the girl sings, right, turns around, you'll see him get up. That is a very important shot to do and hard to do. So we go back to her, she's finishing. Okay, we see the wide shot. We include the individual over here, right? And this is a wide shot. Okay, and then we go to her finishing. Okay, you can see that he's still enjoying the song. Now she says,
That was
okay,
awesome.
guys,
Thank you
over.
so much. That was
He
incredible.
applauds. Now, this getting up is very hard to do. You need a very experienced cameraman to do it right, and they did it right here. Well, whoever did camera here did an amazing job. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to talk a little bit about this shot. And
Let's do
this,
it once more,
he
okay,
gets up,
everybody?
bam. See him?
Time.
Okay. A lot of times, unexperienced filmmakers, or I'll say camera person, they would miss.
Dad, we've rehearsed it 3 times already.
Sweetheart,
They
you're singing
will
for a
miss
record.
it and then cut off.
Guys, that was awesome.
Let me
Thank
go
you
slow
so
now.
much. That was
Okay.
incredible.
Let's just do it.
Okay. See? Now the camera begins to move up. Okay. It's got to boom up, tilt up. Okay. Watch. See? See how he's doing this. He was a little ahead of the game. But see all this? He's leaving this space because he knows this guy is going to get up quickly. And you need to
everybody?
see, you need to follow him. Now he's there. So there he is. See?
One more time.
Okay, one more time. Now, I'm going to give you a secret. When you have something like this, go back to that scene. This is a way to shoot it. This is another way to shoot it. I'm going to give you a secret. You turn
Guys,
around.
that was awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you
okay.
so much. That was
Now he's going to
incredible.
get up. Okay, boom. Okay, instead of going to this shot, you could go to a wider shot where there's no way when he gets up that you're going to cut his head off a little bit off the screen, right? Because that's the problem with this shot. He gets up too quickly and his head gets chopped up a little bit because the cameraman did not tilt fast enough or with him. I wonder, they usually do this 2, 3 times, 4 times until they get it right. But that sometimes you could lose time. Here's the secret of independent filmmaking. You don't want to lose time. You want to go in there and get the shot and move forward, go to the next one, go to the next one. You want to have as many scenes as possible of the film that you're making in the day. When shooting an independent film, if you could shoot 10 to 15 scenes a day, you'll be ahead of most production companies can shoot a film. Most production companies may take 3 to 5 scenes a day because they take a lot of time. Lighting, setting things up, makeup, you name it. They spend so much time. That's why most Hollywood films work 16 hours a day. For years, I've been really independent, and we've had a 2-3 man crew, and that's about it. Sometimes maybe 4-man crew. Women too, by the way. The key is to move quickly, and if you know as a director that this shot is a little complicated, and if you see the cameraman not doing it the first shot, the second shot, instead of just waiting for that, it's a cool shot again, and it's awesome. But if you go into a wide shot right here and let him get up, then you move in.
Once more, okay, everybody?
Okay, once more,
One
everybody.
more time.
See? you would have him on a close-up on this shot, and then he says his lines on the close-up. But you would see him, in other words, in the wide shot. Let me see if I can show you again. In
Guys,
a
that was
wide
awesome.
shot,
Thank you
you
so
don't
much. That was
have the
awesome.
fear of the problem
everybody.
of he trying to miss his, cut his head off or something of the frame I'm talking about. So
Dad, we've rehearsed
let's
it
keep
3
going. Let me
times
see the
already.
other. See, you would have a shot. You could even have a shot like this when he gets up. That's what I'm talking about. This way, for sure, you're not going to have any problems of him, getting up and missing it and stuff. Because I tell you, I've seen in movies and in TV commercials shots like that of someone that needs to get up and the cameraman has to follow him 15, 20 times just to get it right. The director says, no, let's do it again. And let's do it again. Time is money. So they spend hours. Sometimes they spend a whole day to do 3 to 5 scenes. It's crazy. I mean, you could do that if you want to throw money away. But when you're an independent and you don't have a lot of money to make a Christian film, you know what? You got to go on the safe side and do it. And there's nothing wrong with this shot. Imagine him getting up in this shot, right? And then you move in to the close-up. And then he says his lines. See what I'm telling you? See the difference? Okay.
That was
Let's
incredible.
just do it once more, okay, everybody? One more time.
See, because that shot really doesn't do anything. It's not really...
Dad, we've rehearsed it 3 times
But I
already.
know how difficult it is. So he gets up here, and then when he says those same lines he said before, applauding and all that stuff, he would say here in a close-up.
Just
And
need for
then
record.
you could move a lot faster. Is what I'm talking about. Now, here's another problem, another issue. Again, for most people, it's not a problem.
For record.
For the audience, hey,
I know, but they're
for the audiences, it's not a big deal. But I'm going to
good.
give you another tip. This shot, it shouldn't have been here from this angle. See, the lower angle is the issue here. It just doesn't make sense because she's not kneeling before him. She is standing, talking to him. So the ideal shot would have been keeping that level, eye to eye, for the conversation. When you talk to somebody, you're looking eye to eye. He's looking at you, and you are looking at him. Where do you look? Eye to eye, level to level. Okay? Now, this shot is more used when there's a kid in front of him, looking up at him. See? That would be the right shot for a kid looking up at him. But this is not the case. He's communicating and speaking with, having a dialogue with this other lady. And that shot is not the appropriate shot. Let me go to another scene.
Really?
Like, okay, right here. See? Here's what I was trying to tell you. I like this actor. Amazing look. Notice how he's looking exactly at the other actor. Okay? He is paying attention. And he,
Huh?
see? Now he's talking. This is a perfect shot. This is called an over the shoulder. See the shoulder of the other actor? It's called an over the shoulder shot. You need to see part of the face. You don't need to see the whole head. Just half of the head, okay? And half of the body here. This is a professional, keep it in mind. If you're a DP, you want to be a director of photography, and 2 people are speaking to one another, this is the shot you want. Whether they're standing outside on the street or they are sitting down somewhere. This is the shot you want to take. This is the shot that really, really sells whatever these 2 actors are communicating. And the audience will receive it as if you're talking to them. And that, my friends, it's the secret. As a filmmaker, you're just not taking films or scenes. You're not recording scenes. No. You're telling a story, but you're telling a story in a way that the audience will receive it. The audience is like a sponge. They're going to receive everything you show them. But there's a difference of showing it in a professional, powerful way and a way that is not as professional, and so they lose the interest. When it's not professionally done, when it's weak, when the camera position is wrong, when the shot is wrong. Imagine having this conversation on a wide shot at all times. You lost it. You lost the audience. They're not going to get into it because they don't feel that these actors are talking to them. And that is the number one secret of when you're filming actors speaking. The audience need to feel that these actors are talking to them. The audience is not saying, oh, he's telling this guy that. No, the audience is receiving them as if they were this actor that you see on the left that we don't see right now. But that's what you want. And this shot, which is perfectly made, this is an award-winning shot. Okay, I call it an award-winning shot. Nice depth of field in the background, the out of focus, foreground. By the way, this is anything in front of the main actor that you're focusing on. This is the foreground. Whatever happens in front of him is called the foreground. So now the over the shoulder is of this foreground, which is the actor. And then he's in the middle. He's perfectly in focus. Always make sure that every shot is focused in the eyes. You have to focus the eyes. You never focus the nose. You never focus the mouth or the forehead or the ear. You always are focusing to the eyes. And in fact, in older films and in a lot of films today, Hollywood films I'm talking about, people that know the craft, they usually have a light, a little bright light in a corner. That bright light is not doing anything but creating a small glim of light in his eyes. Because when this one has a little, if you look at it, there is a little gleam of light, but I'm talking about a little brighter than that. If you can create a little gleam of light, make sure that every scene is in perfect focus. So remember, you never focus on anything else on the face but the eyes. I don't care what they tell you, because what happens is when two individuals are talking, right? Imagine you're here talking to this individual. You both are looking to the eyes. We communicate eye to eye. Let me play just a little bit more and see what else we
Tell
got.
you what, I will take a long look at them tonight.
I love how he looked down. See? He's not speaking like a robot. Let me go back here because I did miss this. I've gone forward too much. That's going to happen sometimes. So here's the scene.
Yep.
Okay, this is a wide shot. See? Okay, notice this happened over here. What I'm going to go back, by the way, to looking at each other and speaking there. And tips on that. But this tip is what I was telling you about the actor getting up and applauding, remember? But he was in a close-up. It's hard to follow him up and down. Imagine if I was in a close-up on this guy, even as a cameraman, which I am, and the guy sits and I'm trying to follow him in a close-up. It's hard, okay? But here, they did it correctly. Look what happens. You get a wide shot, all right? And have the guy sit down on the wide. See, now he's already in the position for the close-up. Watch this. Watch this. I'm going to play it. There's your close-up. See, he does a little movement like he just sat down. In fact, I usually have them get up and sit down again, but I already framed them on this shot, you know. So he gets up and I say, okay, sit down and finish your dialogue. And then action, boom, he sits down. I already got him sitting down. See what I mean? So this is what I was explaining before of, I went back too much. Sorry about that.
Please.
Okay,
Yeah.
so see, in the wide shot,
Hey,
this is
tag
perfect.
them in at all.
He sits.
Yeah.
The cool thing about this is you're showing the establishing shot of this scene. Now, notice how I said at the beginning of the movie that the drone shot is important because it gives you, again, a super wide shot of the location where the movie takes place, or most of it, or part of it. It doesn't matter. As long as the drone is showing you establishing shot. Now, that's the opening. I want to tell you something, a tip that it's very important for you to understand, both as a director and director of photography. Each scene, and this is a completely different scene. This is one scene. You need to see each scene as a short little movie. In other words, a whole entire movie, a 90-minute, a movie could be 80 minutes, you know. It could be 75 minutes. You know, I have a movie that it did really well. It was only 60 minutes. So I personally, independent films, you can do a movie, an hour movie to an hour and a half. Anywhere there, you have a movie. You don't have to do 90 minutes anymore because the distribution now has changed. Everything is digital, everything is online. So anyways, here we're going back to the scene. This is the establishing shot of this scene. The wide shot, it's already showing where these individuals are located. They're in an office. Okay? Now, he comes in. This is where the shot begins.
Bag burning the midnight oil, I see. Yep.
Sits down, goes into the close-up. Perfect.
What you got?
Now he goes back and now it's a ping pong. I call it a ping pong shot. Ping pong, like the game ping pong, hitting the ball back and forth, bam, bam, bam. So this is what happens now. It's very simple. When two people are sitting down, it's very simple. Just to go, whoever speaks, bam, you go to that person. The other person speaks, bam, you go to the other person. And you go back and forth. Now, if a scene is going to be too long, over a minute of dialogue or two, you better plan something to break it up, give it movement, like dolly shots, etc. Or have the main actor do something. You know, maybe get up. Probably seen movies that they're talking and all of a sudden one of them gets up and goes to the window, look outside the window, turns around, and then he gives his line, right? Because he's thinking. But those are amazing shots. And again, it creates motion and it creates entertainment. Remember, constant movement is entertainment. The moment you as a director or as a director of photography, you have two actors sitting and they're talking back and forth, that is the most boring thing you can ever imagine. Put that in your mind. It's boring. So break it up, find creative ways for one of the actors, could be either one, gets up for whatever reason and then does something. You know, or the other one goes into the drawer, gets something. Oh, look, I got something I want to show you. Boom, and he shows you something. Whatever it is, keep moving. Keep the actors animated. Keep the scene animated. Again, I saw this movie in a while, so let's see the scene, what they did here. See, it brings the papers to look in the paper.
Contractors for the new construction project.
Okay, it's about a contract and looking. Look how great he does.
I'll tell you what.
The actor looks down. I'll tell you what, he's not looking constantly like a robot. See, he's human. He's looking down. I'll tell you what, boom, he looked down.
Look at them tonight, and we'll start interviewing next week. Awesome.
Okay,
Sounds good.
See, it's a short scene.
Yeah. I just want to tell you that I appreciate you. Thank you for stepping up and helping out.
That's very
That's what I'm
good.
here for. Plus, I plan to meet my wife in this church one day.
Little comedy. See, a little comedy is good. Always have comedy. Entertainment, it's also about comedy. It's realistic scenes, yes, but you have to have comedy to break up the scene. And everybody loves comedy. In fact, now more than ever, people need to smile and they need to laugh. So always find comedy in your scene and in your movie. Like make sure every 25 minutes into the movie, get a comedy scene, get a funny scene in there. Just break it down. You could have maybe 4 scenes. That's what I do. I just say, you know what, I'm going to create 4 scenes. Here, 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 and here. And, you put them apart in the movie and then you just put those funny parts in there. This is what I was telling you.
Mary, come on now.
See, now they set the lines that we wanted to say, but now they're breaking it up and they're talking
It's my time. I'm
about real life stuff.
Hard-working dream girl.
But see the close-up?
Somewhere.
Close
You
up.
just have to find her.
See?
No, she's got to find a church.
Okay. See the gleam, guys and gals? The gleam. This you need to have in your films. And this usually comes from the light, a soft light. Okay, not a harsh light. Today we work with soft light, very soft lights, right? The soft light that's right here, somewhere hidden on the right, in front of him, that light that's hitting him is what's creating the gleam. So you want to make sure the light is not too high. So you bring it down a little bit so you can see that gleam in the eye. That is also perfect for the camera assistant. There's always a camera assistant that does the focusing of the film camera. If you have a film camera or a digital camera, either way, you have to follow focus, right? They have to follow focus, and they use that glim in the eye to have a perfect focus in the actor. You know, he brings them alive. I mean, this lighting is an amazing. Here's another award-winning lighting. He's got the backlight coming from here, very natural from a window, you would think. But you know, this is created. This is usually you have a stand and you have a backlight up here, and it's created. But for the audience thinks that light is coming from here, and that this light is coming from this side. You know what I mean? That's what they may think, but it's not. And again, I love it. I love the fact that it's a little blue. I know a director that usually likes to light everything white. They don't like color like this. And, you know, it just throws, to me, I like color. So I like the little blue outside. Besides outside, the sunlight is usually bluish anyways. So I really love this. I love the scene. The background out of focus, it's just perfect. For those new Christian filmmakers, get shots like this, photographic shots in your mind. This is the type of shots you want to imitate. It's always going to be a different movie, a different location, but when two people are speaking to each other, like in this case, think that this is the shot, you know, that you want to recreate. It's never going to be the same. See this one? See how they're both looking at each other? This guy looks like he's looking at me. Amazing lighting on him as well. Not backlight. You don't always need to have a backlight, you know, on it. There is a backlight over here, which is nice. And, you know, he's got a little side dark here, more light on this side. Very nice. Everything very well done. But look at the shots. Any audience that looks at these two shots, they're going to feel that these actors are talking to them.
It won't be because
Remember, the audience is not saying, okay, he's telling this, that other guy. Yes, the mind is listening. But actually, what they're looking is like they're looking at this actor looking at them. Of course, actors are not supposed to look at the camera. You can't, it doesn't, it actually, it works against the filmmaker. It just throws out the reality of the moment if they look at the camera. That's why actors should never look at the camera. But looking close to the camera, like in this case, he's very close looking. The actor's next to the camera, pretty much. And this shot, an audience is going to say, wow, he's talking to me. And if you accomplish that, you're going to be a great filmmaker.
because God sent it to me.
Okay, see?
And man, just knowing that makes every second worth the wait.
Amen.
Amen. Again, we're going to be talking about a little more about this movie. I think you've probably learned about the different close-ups. The close-up, the extreme close-up, the medium shot, the wide shot, and the drone shot. Also, the importance of having an over-the-shoulder. When two actors are speaking, whether they're standing or sitting, the actor's almost looking towards the lens of the camera, almost. So thank you so much for watching this video. Remember to get ready to see part 2 coming up soon. Thank you.